Attention! The brain is not fixed, it is wiring. In the next hour, this audiobook will teach 10 habits that will remap thinking, stop sabotage, and make success the default. These are not tips. These are daily rituals that change neural pathways. Adopt them, repeat them, enforce them. Habit by habit, this will rewire choices, eliminate excuses, and force different outcomes. No fluff, no psychology speak. 10 habits, 1 truth. Repeat, reinforce, rewire. Start now. Chapter 1. Stop proving, start doing. Stop proving, start doing, repeat. This chapter is short and brutal. The world does not pay for intentions. The world pays for results. Proof is a performance. Doing is work. Proof wins applause. Doing wins outcomes. You have a choice. Choose doing. First, define the difference. Proving is posturing. Proving is talking about what will be done tomorrow. Proving is polishing the pitch that never ships. Proving is performance for approval. Doing is showing up. Doing is finishing one thing. Doing is shipping imperfect work and improving the next day. That's the key. You don't need their permission to act. Look at real life. The resume of intentions never pays the rent. The person who submits one product, one article, one design, one service, makes the mistake and learns. The performer waits for the right angle. The doer begins. Example: a designer who ships one small asset every day builds a portfolio in months. The portfolio wins clients. The portfolio wins income. It's not about talent. It's about repeatable action. It's not about perfection. It's about discipline. Here is the rule that breaks the cycle, the 5-minute rule. Start any task for 5 minutes. Open the document, sketch the layout, write one headline, set a timer. For 5 minutes, do the work. When the timer stops, decide to stop or go again. Most of the time, the momentum keeps going. 5 minutes defeats inertia. 5 minutes beats procrastination. 5 minutes turns intention into practice. 5 minutes. Then more. Practice the 5-minute rule like a training drill. Make it visual. Put a sticky note. 5 minutes. Use a timer. Make a bet with yourself. If 5 minutes is done, add 5 more. Repeat that 20 times and the project exists. You have a choice. Start small. Start now. That's the key. Next, track tiny wins. Action creates predictable neural reward loops. The brain rewards completion. The brain hates unresolved tasks. Every tiny win produces dopamine. That dopamine encourages repetition. Do, track, win. Record the smallest victories: a sent email, a published post, a shared image. Log it. Celebrate it. Not for ego, for evidence. Evidence rewires belief. Evidence says it worked. Evidence is proof you did, not proof you planned. Make a simple tracker. Column 1, date. Column 2, action. Column 3, result. At the end of each week, review. See the pattern. Compound micro-actions into momentum. The mind will begin to expect wins. The mind will shift from proving to doing. You have a choice. Choose evidence over applause. Expect fear. Expect judgment. Expect the internal critic to yell louder when action threatens identity. The critic says, wait, make it perfect. The critic says, what will they think? Answer the critic with an action. Ship. Silence the critic with proof. You don't need their permission. Permission is a trap. Approval addiction kills output. Replace permission with plan. Action is the plan. Use a 3-part tactical template to convert proving into doing. Commit to one daily micro-action, 10 minutes, 1 paragraph, 1 thumbnail, 1 cold email. Do it daily. Small wins stack. Small wins stick. Use the 5-minute rule to begin every major task. Set the timer. Start. After 5 minutes, decide. Most of the time, continue. Momentum follows motion. Track every action. Do, track, win. Log it. Review weekly. Adjust. Repeat. This template is simple. It is not easy. Discipline beats inspiration.
It's not about excuses, it's about systems. It's not about perfection, it's about discipline. Repeat that phrase until it becomes the reflex. Now, practical examples for the stubborn. If fear of failure is the excuse, do the smallest public step. Post a single image. Send one email asking for feedback. If analysis paralysis is the excuse, apply the 5-minute rule and force one action. If perfectionism is the excuse, set an S level. Ship at 70% and improve to 85% later. The market will teach better than endless polishing. You have a choice. Ship, learn, improve. That's the key. Replace the language of proving. Stop saying, I'm working on it. Start saying, I shipped X on Thursday. Replace hypothetical timelines with documented outcomes. Keep the talk short. Make the logs long. The brain responds to proof, not promise. Reinforce the habit with ritual triggers. Before starting work, do one physical cue. Make coffee. Close the door. Set the timer. Associate the cue with the first 5 minutes. After a month, the cue triggers momentum. Behavior becomes automatic. Cue, action, reward. Cue, action, reward. That loop rewires the brain. Warnings. Do not confuse hustle with directionless noise. Doing without measurement is busy work. Do not confuse constant motion with progress. Measure, track, win. The aim is not activity. The aim is outcome. You have a choice. Decide what matters. Then do the smallest, repeatable unit of that thing every day. Affirmations to say when doubt rises. Stop proving, start doing, repeat. 5 minutes, then more. Do, track, win. Say them out loud before action. Let the words of action be louder than the words of proof. Final firm thought. Proving keeps identity comfortable. Doing changes identity. The person who proves stays the same. The person who does becomes different. Repetition rewires the brain. Evidence rewires belief. Discipline rewires destiny. You have a choice. You stopped proving, you started doing. Now, let's talk about the true currency of your life.
Chapter 2. Own the morning, own the day. Win the morning, win the life. Win the morning, win the life. Win the morning, win the life. This is not a slogan. It is a rule. The first hour sets the tone. The first hour programs attention. The first hour decides how many decisions are left for the rest of the day. You have a choice. Use it. Listen close. Decision fatigue is real. The brain has a budget. Every trivial choice spends that budget. By mid-afternoon, the budget is low. Willpower leaks away. Discipline becomes optional. That is how days are lost. That is how goals die. That's the key. Protect the budget, protect the morning. Start with 3 non-negotiables. Movement, single focus, no news. Move, focus, protect. Move, focus, protect. Move, focus, protect. First non-negotiable, movement. Move first. Move before screens. Move before messages. Walk for 10 minutes. Brisk, heart rate up, muscles awake. That 10-minute walk reduces reactivity all day. Blood flows, breath deepens, the nervous system calms, the mind becomes clearer. 10 minutes is not negotiable. 10 minutes is a deposit. You have a choice. Make it. Second non-negotiable, single focus. Do one deep block in the first hour. One task. No multitasking. No email. No social. No sliding into other people's crises. Choose the one thing that matters most and do it. 20 to 40 minutes of focused work. That one block wins momentum. That one block builds a story for the day. It's not about willpower. It's about ritual. It's not about busyness. It's about discipline. Third non-negotiable, no news, no headlines, no feeds. For 60 minutes,
protect the mind from external narratives. News trains anxiety. News trains reactivity. News hijacks priorities. Silence the noise. Create anticipatory circuits for calm and control. Morning is the anchor. Morning is the anchor. Morning is the anchor. Now, practical rules. These are not suggestions. These are commands. Rule 1. Set a strict wake window. Wake within the same 30-minute window every day, weekends included. Your circadian rhythm is a muscle. Train it. Consistency is leverage. You have a choice. Use it. Rule 2. Light and water. Open a window or go outside. Get sunlight within 30 minutes. Drink a glass of water. Dehydration reduces cognition. Light regulates the clock. Hydration powers it. These are small. These are essential. Rule 3. A 3-step cue sequence. Cue 1. Physical action. Stand, stretch, or step outside. Cue 2. A single sentence priority. Say aloud the one task you will win today. Cue 3. Start the timer. Cue, action, reward. Cue, action, reward. Example routine. Wake, walk 10 minutes, hydrate, 2 minutes of breath or cold splash, then 1 focused block, 25 minutes, on the highest impact task. No screens, no messages. After the block, a quick 2-line log. What was done and what's next. Do, track, win, repeat. You have a choice. Choose to act. Why this works, neurologically. Morning rituals create anticipatory circuits. The brain begins to expect structure. Dopamine aligns with routine. The prefrontal cortex wakes up prepared. Habits become cues. Cues trigger actions. Actions trigger rewards. Repeat the loop and the wiring changes. Morning is the anchor. Morning is the anchor. Morning is the anchor. Now, discipline builds by repetition. 30 days of the routine creates a habit. 90 days makes it automatic. Set a 30-day test. No exceptions. Track every day. The ledger is evidence. Evidence over hope. Evidence over excuses. You have a choice. Pick the routine. Commit. Deal with objections. I'm not a morning person. That is a preference. Preference is not destiny. You have a choice. Start 10 minutes earlier than yesterday. That is progress. I need my phone to wake up. Fine. Put the phone on airplane mode for the first 60 minutes. Use the alarm, not the feed. I work nights. Shift the routine to the start of your day. Own the first hour of your waking cycle, whatever it is. That's the key. Boundaries matter. Tell people, do not disturb for the first hour. You don't need their permission. You don't need their permission. You don't need their permission. Set the boundary, protect the hour, respect your future self. Make the morning visible. Use a sticky note. Use a simple checklist on the wall. 3 items only. Move, focus, protect. Cross them off. The physical act of crossing off rewires the brain for completion. The visual ledger becomes a momentum machine. Do, track, win, repeat. Track outcomes, not effort. Log the result of your focused block. Did the email send? Did the draft exist? Did the idea turn into action? Results matter. Not activity, not intention, results. Small wins add up. Small wins compound. Repeatable small wins become identity. You have a choice. Choose to become the person who shows up first. Use micro rewards to reinforce. A glass of coffee after a solid block. 2 minutes of breath after the walk. A check mark. Keep the rewards simple. Keep them consistent. The brain learns faster when reward follows action predictably. Cue, action, reward. Protect the night, too. The morning wins only if the night is respected. Set a wind down. No screens 1 hour before bed. Read low-stimulation material. Dim the lights. Sleep is not optional. Sleep is a performance tool. It's not about being tired. It's about being disciplined. It's not about willpower. It's about ritual. Now, the accountability hack. Share the 30-day morning test with one person. Text them daily. Done. That small external loop boosts internal compliance. Use it until internal circuits are strong. You have a choice. Make the trade of temporary discomfort for permanent advantage. Final direct charge. Your day is a sequence of decisions. The first hour buys the best decisions. Win the morning, win the life. Win the morning, win the life. Win the morning, win the life. You have a choice. Use it. You mastered the morning. Now let's talk about speed, failing fast, and learning faster.
Chapter 3. Fail fast, learn faster. Fail fast, learn faster. Fail fast, learn faster. Say it, mean it, repeat it. Failure is not a verdict. Failure is data. The faster the data arrives, the faster the wiring changes. The faster the wiring changes, the faster results follow. You have a choice. Choose speed over perfection. Choose test over theory. That's the key. Let's be clear. Hesitation is costly. Waiting for the perfect plan kills momentum. Perfection is procrastination dressed in polish. The market does not reward planning. The market rewards experiments that produce real feedback. Startups that iterate win. Startups that wait die. Freelancers who test offers win. Freelancers who wait lose clients. You have a choice. Move. This chapter gives the exact system. Use it, practice it, repeat it. Step 1. Run small bets. Small bets limit downside. Small bets increase learning speed. A bet is one clear hypothesis. Write it in one sentence. Example, if price is X, conversion will rise by Y%. Example, if headline A runs, CTR will beat headline B by 10%. Keep it simple. Keep it measurable. Test, record, repeat. Step 2. Minimum viable test. Do the least that can possibly validate the hypothesis. Send 50 emails. Post one ad with a small budget. Publish 3 variations of a landing page. The test must be cheap. The test must be fast. Timebox it. 10 days, 2 weeks, 1 month. Set a deadline. That deadline forces learning. You have a choice. Use constraints as fuel. Step 3. Measure what matters. Pick one metric. Pick one metric only for the test. Click rate, reply rate, sales, signups. Not vanity numbers, not impressions. The metric tells the truth. Record it. Write the result down in the log. Test, record, repeat. Here is the weekly experiments log. Use it like a ledger. Date. Hypothesis, 1 line. Test action, what was done. Metric measured. Result, number. Insight, 1 sentence. Next action, double down, tweak, kill. Do this every week. Make it routine. Make it visible. The ledger is your evidence. Evidence rewires belief. Evidence beats fear. You have a choice. Track it. Real example. A freelancer tested 3 pricing tiers across 3 weeks. Week 1, low price, high volume. Week 2, medium price, medium volume. Week 3, higher price, lower volume. Results, medium price gave best revenue per hour. Action, focus on medium price offers, refine messaging. Outcome, revenue up 40% in 2 months. Test, record, repeat. That is how winners scale. Decision rules matter. Use clear stop-loss and double-down rules. Stop loss. If conversion less than X% after Y days, kill the test. Double down. If conversion greater than target, double the exposure for the next run. Rules prevent emotion-driven choices. Rules create discipline. It's not about avoiding failure. It's about disciplined iteration. Say that and mean it. Now the neural work. Reframing failure changes wiring. The amygdala reacts to threat. The prefrontal cortex can reframe. Practice a simple ritual after every setback. Stand up, breathe, say out loud, "What did this teach me?" Then write 3 lessons. Then write 1 tiny test to run next. This ritual trains curiosity. Feedback fuels forward. Feedback fuels forward. Feedback fuels forward. Use language to detach identity from result. Never say, "I failed." Say, "The test failed." The test failed, not the person. Identity separation matters. The brain accepts data easier than threats to self. You have a choice. Separate self from result. You don't need their permission to change. You don't need their permission to iterate. You don't need their permission. Repeat it until it sticks. Emotional errors are predictable. People double down on sunk effort. People hide failures to preserve image. People postpone learning to avoid embarrassment. These are behavior traps. The experiment system defeats them. Transparency with yourself kills shame. A public log with 1 accountability partner speeds learning. Text them the weekly ledger. Say, "Done." That external loop builds internal consistency. You have a choice. Use it. Practical templates now. Use these 3 micro-experiments. Pricing sprint. 3 prices across 3 weeks. Same copy, same channel. Measure replies and revenue. Decide week 4. Headline duel. Write 5 headlines. Run A/B tests across social posts. Track CTR. Keep the winner. Repeat. Offer angle test. Same price, 2 different value propositions. Send to matched audiences. Compare conversion. Run 1 sprint per week. 1 focused test, no more. Too many tests dilute learning. Depth beats breadth. Test, record, repeat. After a winning test, scale methodically. Double the budget. Keep the same creative. Watch the metric. If it holds, double again. If it drops, pause. Scaling is just doubling with measurement. Rules protect capital and sanity. Rules produce discipline. Remember, it's not about luck, it's about disciplined iteration. Celebrate the small wins. Small wins compound into confidence. Log them in the same ledger. Small wins create dopamine loops that reward future tests. That is how courage grows. Feedback fuels forward. Repeat that phrase. Let it be your anthem. Finally, the posture. Adopt curiosity, not approval. Curiosity asks, what works? Approval asks, what will they think? Curiosity finds truth fast. Approval buries it in endless editing. You have a choice. Choose curiosity. Choose speed. Choose brutal, compassionate truth. A quick checklist before finishing. 1 clear hypothesis. 1 metric. 1 time box. 1 stop loss. 1 double down rule. 1 recorded insight. 1 tiny follow-up test. Do this every week for 30 days. Then review the ledger. The pattern will be obvious. You will be different. Repetition rewires you. Fail fast, learn faster. Fail fast, learn faster. You have a choice. Use it. You learned how to build experiments and taste results. You learned how to turn failure into forward motion. Now eliminate the things that stop you. Chapter 4. Eliminate 1 excuse. No excuse. No exception. No excuse. No exception. No excuse. No exception. Excuses are tiny saboteurs. They are micro-decisions that destroy momentum. Excuses look harmless. They are not. Excuses compound. Excuses become identity. You have a choice. Choose to remove one. Listen carefully. The person with one excuse fixed suddenly has room to act. The parent who schedules 2 25-minute focused sessions ships more than the always busy peer. The freelancer who stops saying no time and instead asks, "What will I stop?" suddenly finds hours. That is the point. Neutralize one. Watch the rest fall. That's the key. Start with the identification step. This is precision work. Pick the dominant excuse. Time, energy, resources. Choose the single excuse that most often blocks action. Be ruthless. Read your week. Where do plans dissolve? Where does the inner script repeat? Write the excuse down. Name it. Saying it out loud makes it conquerable. You have a choice. Once named, create a rule to neutralize it. Rules beat moods. Rules beat willpower. Rules are mechanical. They remove moralizing. They remove negotiation. They automate the fix. Example rules. Time excuse. Arrow, rule. 2 25-minute focus sessions daily, scheduled on the calendar and non-negotiable. Energy excuse. Arrow, rule. An energy ritual before work. 7-minute mobility, 1 cup water, 3 deep breaths. Resources excuse. Arrow, a tiny budget plan. Allocate $20 to test an idea, no more until results. Make the rule specific. Make it measurable. Make it visible. Write it where you will see it. Stick it on the mirror. Put it as the top calendar event. Attach a short alarm label. No excuse, no exception. Use the commitment device. Put the rule on the calendar and protect it like a meeting with a client. Invite one accountability partner. Text them, 2 sessions done. Do it at the end of each day. External pressure turns soft rules into hard promises. You don't need their permission. You don't need their permission. You don't need their permission. Now, tactical structure. Follow these 6 steps. Diagnose. Track 1 week. Every time an excuse appears, log it. Time, place, context. Be a detective. The pattern will reveal the dominant excuse. Name. Choose that single dominant excuse and write it in 1 line. I say no time when I actually need to stop scrolling. Rule. Create a single simple rule that neutralizes the excuse. Put it on the calendar. Add a 5-minute buffer to start. Execute. Run the rule for 7 days straight. No negotiation, no reinterpretation, no exceptions. No excuse, no exception. Evidence. Record the wins, small wins. 2 focused sessions, 1 published item, 1 email sent. Log it. Proof rewires belief. Fix 1, get proof. Scale. If the rule worked, expand it slowly. If it failed, tweak. Keep it small. Keep it specific. This method is not theoretical. It is behavioral engineering. It trains the brain to find solutions. The brain loves rules. Rules reduce ambiguity. Rules lower friction. The more friction removed, the more action arrives. That's the key. Address common excuses directly. Excuse: I'm not productive at the same time every day. Counter: choose a wake window and own the first 90 minutes of your waking cycle. Even if it shifts, own the first 90. You have a choice. Excuse: I'm exhausted by evening. Counter: reserve 2 short, high-impact windows, 1 morning, 1 evening, 25 minutes each. Energy rituals before both. It's not about having energy. It's about managing it. It's not about time. It's about priorities. Excuse: I need more money to start. Counter: start with a tiny budget, $10, $20, $50. Test a single variable.
The minimum viable action moves the needle more than waiting for a bankroll. It's not about resources, it's about discipline. Excuse, I'll wait till I'm ready. Counter, readiness is a lie. Readiness is perfection in disguise. Pick the smallest action that proves forward motion. The 5-minute rule applies here. You have a choice. Use if-then planning to trap bad behaviors. If the phone pings, then airplane mode for 60 minutes. If a distraction appears, then the 5-minute rule begins. If judgment rises, then say, this is a test. Convert mental friction into mechanical responses. That's the key. Celebrate the first week. Small evidence is everything. After 7 days, review your ledger. Did 2 sessions happen? Did the energy ritual stick? Did the tiny budget buy results? If yes, celebrate. If no, iterate. Fix one, get proof. Evidence builds identity. Evidence rewires the brain's expectation of what is possible. You have a choice. Tactics to reinforce the rule. Habit stack the new rule to an existing routine. After brushing your teeth, start the 25-minute session. Small anchor, big payoff. Use visible trackers. A calendar check mark or a simple sticker chart works. Visual proof rewires faster than abstract intention. Remove friction. Preload materials the night before. Close tabs. Prepare one file. Reduce startup cost to 10 seconds. Accountability accelerates change. Pair the rule with an accountability friend for 30 days. Text me when done. Do it at the end of each day. External pressure turns soft rules into hard promises. You don't need their permission, but their presence helps. You have a choice. Now, the neural explanation. The brain updates identity via repeated evidence. Solving a single barrier produces a cascade of belief updates. One solved excuse increases perceived capability. Perceived capability produces more action. More action produces more evidence. Evidence alters identity. Identity sustains new behavior. Fix one, get proof, repeat that loop. Warnings. Do not try to eliminate every excuse at once. That is overwhelm masquerading as ambition. The multi-excuse approach collapses. One change done well beats 10 changes started poorly. Depth beats breadth. Keep the focus narrow. One excuse gone is enough to create momentum. You have a choice. Language matters. Replace I can't with I choose not to yet. Replace I'm too busy with I haven't stopped this. Ownership creates leverage. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are an architect of your schedule. You have a choice. You always have a choice. End with a concrete challenge. Pick one dominant excuse right now. Write it down. Create one rule to neutralize it. Put that rule on the calendar for the next 7 days. Protect it like a client meeting. Text one person, starting now, hold me to it. Track the tiny wins, log the outcome, celebrate the proof. You neutralized one excuse. You shifted identity one notch. Fix one and watch the rest fall. That momentum is the very thing that rewires your mind. You have a choice. You neutralized a barrier. Now feed your mind and starve the doubt.
Chapter 5. Feed the mind, starve the doubt. Feed the mind, starve the doubt. Feed the mind, starve the doubt. This is simple, this is brutal. Attention is food. What is fed grows. What is starved withers. You have a choice. Choose the input that builds skill, calm, and clarity. That's the key. Look at what most people do. They feed anxiety. They feed outrage. They feed distraction. Hours disappear in scrolling. Hours that could be spent learning, building, or resting are given away. 2 hours of curated reading beats 8 hours of scrolling. 2 hours of focused practice beats 8 hours of passive consumption. It's not about consumption, it's about discipline. It's not about scrolling, it's about discipline. You have a choice. Start with the daily microdose. 20 minutes, no more. 20 minutes of high-value reading, listening, or practicing. Not news, not feeds, not multitasking. Pure input that elevates. Input that elevates. Input that elevates. Make it sacred. Put it on the calendar. Treat it like a meeting with your future self. You have a choice. How to pick the nutrient content. Choose one skill, one author, one short course. Choose material that directly supports your most important goal. If the goal is design, read design process, critique, case studies. If the goal is selling, listen to scripts and closing techniques. If the goal is calm, practice breath work and read on stress science. One focus, one source, one habit. That's the key. Next, adopt the 24-hour news blackout ritual. No headlines, no political streams, no feed scrolling for at least 24 hours each week. Preferably, block the first and last hour of every day from news. News is input designed to hijack attention. It fuels reactivity. It trains anxiety circuits. Starve it. Replace it with practice. Replace it with skill. Replace it with quiet. Choose input, change output. Choose input, change output. Practical example. Replace 30 minutes of evening doom scroll with 20 minutes of focused reading on a relevant topic. Do that 6 days a week. At the end of 30 days, you will have 10 hours of concentrated learning. 10 hours of deliberate exposure beats passive scrolling for dozens of hours. The content becomes scaffolding. The scaffolding supports action. That's the key. Now apply the filter. Ask 3 questions for every piece of content before opening it. Will this help me get better at what matters? Will this calm me or excite me dangerously? Is this input actionable? If the answer to question 1 is no, close it. If question 2 is excite dangerously, delay it. If question 3 is no, deprioritize it. Use the filter ruthlessly. You have a choice. Deal with social pressure. Friends post outrage, colleagues forward links, family wants opinions. You do not need to engage. You don't need their permission to protect your attention. Repeat that. You don't need their permission to protect your attention. Set boundaries. Say, I'm doing a 24-hour news blackout. Say it once, mean it. Protect the ritual. Protect the mind. This is also about emotional diet. Starve the doubt by starving the comparisons. Comparison is input disguised as entertainment. Comparison grows insecurity. It feeds the doubt. Replace comparison with case studies of practice. Read the exact work, not the highlight reel. Study process, study failure, study iteration. That is the nutrient. Feed the mind, starve the doubt. Make practice tie to output. Every nutrient input must produce one micro-action, one sentence written, one tweak applied, one exercise completed. Consume to apply. Application is the bridge from knowledge to identity. It's not about information, it's about application. This is how competence becomes belief. Use accountability to guard the ritual. Text one person after your 20-minute session. Done. A simple external loop raises compliance. Do it daily for 30 days. The habit will strengthen. The brain likes predictable reward. The reward can be as small as a check mark. Check marks matter. Check marks build dopamine loops that favor repetition. Do, track, win.
Address the emergency temptation. But I need to know the news. Fine. Create a scheduled window. One 20-minute news check at a fixed time. No alerts outside that window. This converts chaos into a contained ritual. You have a choice. Fight cognitive fatigue with variety within focus. Rotate sources across weeks. Week 1, tactical skill books. Week 2, case studies. Week 3, technique practice. Variety prevents boredom. Focus prevents scattering. The balance is discipline. Use the one-sentence transfer method at night. After reading, write one sentence. Tomorrow I will do X because of Y. That sentence is the transfer. It converts intake into action. Repeat it. Remember it. Do it. Warnings. Do not confuse consumption with mastery. Hours are not the metric. Quality and application are. Do not hoard content as identity. Collect evidence. Make the ledger. Catch yourself saying, I'm learning. Replace it with, I did X because I learned Y. Language matters. Final, sharp instruction. For the next 7 days, do 20 minutes of nutrient input every morning. Keep a one-line nightly intake log. Enforce a 24-hour news blackout on at least 2 full days. Share one applied result publicly or with a partner. That pressure will force the transformation. Feed the mind, starve the doubt. Repeat it until the muscles of attention change. Repetition rewires. Evidence reinforces. Discipline wins. You fed the mind. You began starving the doubt. Now, get tiny wins that wire the new identity.
Chapter 6. Small wins, massive wiring. Small wins stack. Small wins stick. Small wins stack. Small wins stick. This chapter is about the arithmetic of change. Tiny actions add up. Tiny wins alter wiring. The brain responds to predictable reward. The brain loves repeatable success. You have a choice. Choose small, choose steady. That's the key. Listen, a 5-hour sprint once a month does not build identity. 10 minutes every day does. 5 minutes of practice daily beats sporadic marathon sessions. It's not about intensity, it's about consistency. It's not about the grand gesture, it's about the daily deposit. You have a choice. Define the unit. Every goal must be broken down into the smallest meaningful unit. If the goal is writing, the unit is 1 paragraph. If the goal is fitness, the unit is 1 set. If the goal is sales, the unit is 1 outreach. Make the unit so small that resistance drops to almost 0. 10 minutes, 1 repetition, 1 paragraph, 1 call. 10 minutes every day. 10 minutes every day. Here's the science. Micro success releases small, predictable dopamine hits. The brain learns to expect that dopamine. Expectation builds habit. Habit becomes identity. The pathway is simple. Cue, action, reward. Stack the days and the habit becomes automatic. Stack days, build habit. Stack days, build habit. Practical system. Use this 3-part framework and execute it now. Pick the smallest unit. Name it in 1 sentence. Schedule it daily at the same time. Commit publicly or to 1 accountability partner. Track the streak visibly. Use a calendar, an app, or a physical sticker. Every check mark is proof. Make it visible. Use a streak tracker where the visual weight matters. Seeing a line of check marks creates loss aversion. The brain hates breaking a streak. Use that. Protect the streak like a contract. You have a choice. Protect it. Example. Language learners. 10 minutes of focused vocabulary daily defeats weekend crammers. The daily learner picks up pronunciation, retention, context.
The weekend crammer binges and forgets. 10 minutes every day. That's the key. Example, designers. 1 thumbnail a day beats a 16-hour weekend sprint. 1 thumbnail every morning sharpens taste. 1 thumbnail every morning builds a portfolio in months. Small wins stack. Small wins stick. Make the unit rule-based. Rule removes negotiation. Rules defeat moods. Rules beat motivation. For example, after morning coffee, do 1 10-minute focused session. No exceptions. The cue, coffee. The action, 10 minutes. The reward, a check mark and a 5-breath reset. Cue, action, reward. Repeat. Use habit stacking. Attach the new tiny habit to an existing reliable routine. After brushing teeth, write 1 paragraph. After the first walk, draft 1 email. The existing routine is the anchor. The anchor reduces friction. You have a choice. Use anchors. Design micro rewards. Keep rewards immediate and simple. A cup of coffee, a 2-minute walk, a single song. The reward must follow action within seconds. Immediate reward cements repetition. The brain learns quickly when reward is reliable. Stack days build habit. Accountability accelerates stacking. Text a friend, "Done," after the session. Post 1 screenshot to a small group. Use the external loop until internal drive strengthens. You don't need their permission. You don't need their permission, but their presence helps. Use it as training wheels. Measure outcomes, not just effort. Track 1 result, not 10. 1 metric per unit. Words written, minutes practiced, calls placed. Keep it simple. Complexity kills follow-through. A single measure keeps learning clear. Do, track, win. Avoid perfection traps. If the session must be barely adequate, let it be. The aim is repetition, not masterpiece. Perfection delays the next session. Perfection shrinks frequency. Frequency is the engine. That's the key. It's not about talent, it's about discipline. Repeat that until it is a reflex. Psychological hacks that work. Loss aversion streak. Show the streak to 1 friend. Announce the goal. The public cost of breaking the streak increases commitment. Time boxing. Set a strict 10-minute timer. The constraint forces focus. No multitasking, no half effort. Visual ledger. A calendar with big X's is more motivating than a digital counter. Physical proof feels real. Micro-elevation. Pick 1 small upgrade each week, an extra minute, 1 tougher exercise, 1 harder sentence. Tiny escalation compounds. Deal with setbacks. Missing a day is not failure, it is data. Write down why the day was missed. Fix that barrier with a rule. If travel breaks routine, commit to 2 5-minute sessions instead of none. Flexibility with guardrails keeps momentum. Never use a missed day as an excuse to quit. You have a choice. Protect it. Language matters. Say, "I did 1 small thing today." Replace grand declarations with factual, tiny claims. The brain prefers facts. Facts build identity. Repeat the phrases, "Small wins stack," "Small wins stick." 10 minutes every day. You have a choice. Let them become anchors of thought. Identity shift. After 30 days of tiny wins, the question changes from "Can I do this?" to "Will I skip today?" The default moves from avoidance to action. That shift is identity. Identity sustains behavior when motivation fades. Build identity through evidence. Evidence is your ledger. Keep it. Long-term planning with micro-wins. Use a 90-day scaffold. Day 1 to 30, habit installation. Day 31 to 60, steady increase. Add 1 minute or 1 unit. Day 61 to 90, consolidate and layer another tiny habit on top. 3 months of stacking forms durable wiring. 3 months of stacking turns discipline into autopilot. Stack days build habit. Stack days build habit. Warnings. Do not dilute. Do not start 10 micro habits at once. One habit done daily beats 10 half-done attempts. Depth beats breadth. Focus creates momentum. Momentum creates identity. Final application. For the next 30 days, pick one measurable tiny unit. Do it at the same time each day. Use a visible streak tracker. Use one immediate micro reward. Text done to one partner. At day 30, review the ledger and escalate slightly. This is a disciplined experiment. It is simple. It is not easy. Discipline requires repetition. You have a choice. Choose the tiny action every single day. Stack days until the behavior becomes automatic. Small wins stack. Small wins stick. You built a habit. You created evidence. You rewired a pathway. That wiring prepares the mind for bigger risks. Now let's face discomfort intentionally and grow.
Chapter 7. Choose courage over comfort. Comfort costs. Courage invests. Comfort costs. Courage invests. Comfort costs. Courage invests. Most people misunderstand comfort. Comfort feels safe. Comfort feels warm. Comfort feels justified. But comfort is a slow poison. Comfort quietly shrinks your world. Comfort reduces your options. Comfort delays your growth. That's the trap. Courage feels different. Courage feels tense. Courage feels uncertain. Courage feels risky. But courage is the growth signal. Courage is the signal that a new version of you is being built. You have a choice. Choose comfort and stay the same. Choose courage and expand. That's the key. Look at the real world. Every career jump requires discomfort. Every skill pivot requires embarrassment. Every promotion requires new responsibilities that once felt overwhelming. The entrepreneur who starts a company feels fear. The creator who publishes their first work feels exposed. The speaker who steps on stage feels their heart race. That discomfort is not danger. That discomfort is growth. Comfort costs. Courage invests. Let's define the rule of courage. You do not need to be fearless. You need to act despite fear. Fear is a signal. It tells you something important is happening. It tells you the mind is stepping outside the familiar. You have a choice. Interpret fear as danger or interpret fear as expansion. That's the key. Now install the weekly courage system. One stretch action every week. Just one. Small but uncomfortable. A stretch action means something slightly beyond your comfort zone. Not impossible, not reckless, just uncomfortable enough to trigger growth. Examples of stretch actions. Make a cold call to a potential client. Publish a piece of imperfect work publicly. Pitch your idea to someone more experienced. Ask for feedback from a respected peer. Introduce yourself to someone at an event. Apply for an opportunity you think you are not ready for. One action, once per week. Do the hard thing. Say that again. Do the hard thing. Do the hard thing. Do the hard thing. Here is the mistake most people make. They wait until they feel confident. That day rarely comes. Confidence is not the prerequisite. Confidence is the result. Action builds confidence. Courage builds confidence. Evidence builds confidence. It's not about confidence, it's about discipline.
The creator who posts imperfect work weekly grows faster than the perfectionist who posts twice a year. The speaker who practices publicly improves faster than the one who hides in preparation. The salesperson who makes 10 awkward calls learns faster than the one who reads sales books all month. Speed matters. Exposure matters. You have a choice. Use the stretch action formula. Step 1. Choose the stretch action every Monday morning. Write it clearly down. 1 sentence, 1 action. Step 2. Schedule the action within 7 days. Put it on the calendar. Treat it like a non-negotiable meeting. Step 3. Perform the action even if it feels uncomfortable. Step 4. Run a post-action debrief. This debrief is powerful. It rewires how the brain interprets discomfort. After every stretch action, ask 3 questions. What actually happened? What did I learn? What will I do better next time? Write the answers immediately. This removes emotional distortion. The brain exaggerates fear before action. After action, reality is clearer. Most fears dissolve. The mind learns the truth. Discomfort is survivable. That's the key. Now understand the neuroscience behind this habit. The brain learns through exposure. Avoidance strengthens fear circuits. Exposure weakens them. Each time you face discomfort and survive, the brain updates its map. Repeated exposure expands your behavioral repertoire. The mind learns new options, new responses, new possibilities. Label the sensation properly. When discomfort appears, say this phrase: growth pain, growth pain, growth pain. The phrase changes the interpretation. Instead of panic, the brain sees progress. Instead of retreat, the brain sees development. Feel pain, gain power. Feel pain, gain power. Feel pain, gain power. This labeling technique is simple but effective. It trains the brain to associate discomfort with improvement. Now let's talk about practical courage in everyday life. Start small. Courage compounds. If speaking publicly scares you, start by sharing one idea online. If pitching clients scares you, start by sending one proposal. If networking scares you, start by introducing yourself to one person. Do the hard thing. Courage grows through repetition, not through theory, not through reading, not through planning, through action. Many people hide behind preparation. They research endlessly. They plan endlessly. They refine endlessly. Preparation becomes procrastination. Remember this: the market rewards visible courage. The world notices those who show up. You have a choice. Choose action. Choose courage. Choose growth. Now address the fear of judgment. This fear stops more people than failure. The mind imagines criticism. The mind imagines embarrassment. The mind imagines rejection. But the truth is simple. Most people are too busy thinking about themselves. They are not watching you as closely as you think. And even if they are judging, it changes nothing. You don't need their permission. You don't need their permission. You don't need their permission. Act anyway. Another important rule: separate identity from outcome. A failed pitch does not mean you are a failure. A rejected proposal does not mean you are incapable. It means the experiment produced data. Remember Chapter 3. Fail fast, learn faster. Courage and experimentation work together. Courage creates opportunities to learn. Learning creates better actions. Better actions create results. That is the system. Now build a courage tracker. Keep it simple. 1 page, 1 column. Week number: stretch action attempted, lesson learned. At the end of 3 months, review the page. You will see something powerful. The actions that once terrified you will feel normal. The conversations that once felt impossible will feel routine. The mind will have expanded. This is how courage rewires identity. Final reminder. Comfort feels safe today, but costs tomorrow. Courage feels uncomfortable today, but invests in tomorrow. Comfort costs. Courage invests. You have a choice. Do the hard thing. You faced discomfort. You stretched your limits. You expanded your identity. Courage is now part of your wiring. But courage alone is not enough. Next, you must break one of the most dangerous habits of modern life, the addiction to approval.
Chapter 8. Say no to approval addiction. Approval is optional. Approval is optional. Approval is optional. This chapter is blunt. Approval is a habit. It can be broken. Right now, many decisions are outsourced to likes, comments, and silent thumbs up. That rewires the brain to seek permission. That rewires priorities away from results and toward reactions. You have a choice. Break the habit. First, the truth. Seeking validation feels safe. It reduces risk. It dulls responsibility. But it steals authority. If every decision asks the audience for consent, nothing gets decided. The work becomes diluted. The output becomes reactive. The creator who chases likes rarely builds depth. The leader who waits for nods rarely makes hard calls. Approval is optional. That's the key. This is not theory. This is a behavior change. The goal is internal authority. The goal is to make decisions based on value, not applause. It's not about likes. It's about conviction. It's not about popularity. It's about discipline. You have a choice. Here is the core rule. Use the 48-hour rule before sharing anything publicly. Decide first, then edit. Decide first, then edit. Decide first, then edit. How it works? Create the content, finish it, then wait 48 hours before posting. Use the pause to evaluate, not to chase comfort. The pause creates distance. Distance reduces reactivity. Distance lets judgment be guided by standards, not fear. During the 48 hours, do the private value test. The private value test has 5 questions. Answer them honestly. Does this help someone get closer to a measurable outcome? Is this true to my voice and mission? Would this stand up in a month? Is this the best use of my public time today? Am I posting for impact or approval? If the answers are mostly yes, share confidently. If not, revise or shelve. Decide, then share. Decide, then share. Decide, then share. The 48-hour rule is a guardrail. It is not procrastination. It is a quality filter. It is ruthless pruning. It protects attention and reputation. Most importantly, it forces internal standards. Now the neural side. The prefrontal cortex loves rules. It hates chaos. Approval addiction floods the brain with variable rewards. Likes are intermittent reinforcement. That training is dangerous. It makes behavior dependent on unpredictable social feedback. The 48-hour rule converts variable reward into predictable decision-making. It strengthens prefrontal circuits. It weakens the limbic craving for external praise. Own the choice. Own the choice. Own the choice. Practical steps to install the habit. Step 1. Set the rule publicly for yourself. Announce to one trusted partner, I'm doing 48 hours before sharing. Text daily.
decide, then share. The public commitment increases accountability. You don't need their permission, but their witness helps. Step 2. Create a private value checklist template. Use a single file or a notepad. For every piece of work, paste the 5 private value test questions. Answer each in one sentence. Save the answers. If the answers are weak, rewrite. If they are strong, schedule the post. This makes the pause productive. Step 3. Track decisions made without permission. Keep a simple ledger. Date, item, decision made, outcome. No likes metric. No comment counts. Outcome could be email sent to 10 prospects, pitch delivered, article published, and 2 DMs with useful feedback. Measure action, not applause. Own the choice. Step 4. Practice reduction of public drafts. Cut the public circle by half. Publish less. Publish deeper. Quality over frequency that begs validation. The fewer times you post for approval, the stronger your internal judgment becomes. Language is part of the cure. Replace "what will people think" with "what will this do?" Replace "will this get likes" with "will this produce value?" Say it out loud before posting. This will serve X. That sentence is a decision anchor. It pulls you back to outcomes. You have a choice. Expect friction. The brain will complain. The limbic system will cry for the dopamine of instant feedback. That urge is a habit. Treat it like an itch. Delay the scratch. The 48-hour pause reduces the craving. The ledger builds proof that acting without playlists of approval works. Evidence wins over craving. Use micro-challenges to strengthen internal authority. 1 week silent posting. Post 1 item and refuse to check metrics for 72 hours. Report only to 1 accountability partner. Decision-only day. Make every public decision offline and schedule it to post later. See how that changes tone. Permission audit. For 1 month, write down every time a decision was influenced by potential approval. Tally it. Reduce it by 50% next month. These drills rewired behavior quickly. They turn external validation into optional feedback, not a mandate. You have a choice. Now the moral of mistakes. Saying, "I'm waiting for feedback," often hides fear. Feedback is useful, but waiting for feedback before action is cowardice. Do not confuse helpful input with decision abdication. Seek advisors. Don't outsource your voice. That distinction is sharp and critical. Celebrate independence. Every decision you make without permission is a neural deposit. Each deposit strengthens the authority of your prefrontal cortex. Each deposit reduces the need for external affirmation. Track the deposits. Celebrate the ledger. Own the choice. Here's a practical script to use when sharing for the first time after installing the system. Say to yourself, "This is valuable. It serves X people. It aligns with my mission. It can be improved later. I will act now." Repeat it. Short, declarative, convincing. You have a choice. Dealing with critics, you will get them. Some will be loud, some will be mean. That will happen. Criticism is data, not destiny. Separate the comment from the identity. Ask, "Is this feedback I can use?" If yes, use it. If not, discard. The filter protects your energy. Now a final pattern to install. Track decisions made without seeking permission. At the end of each week, list 3 decisions you made absent approval. Note the outcome. Small wins compound. Evidence builds belief. Repetition rewires the circuits of dependence into circuits of authority. Own the choice. Own the choice. Own the choice. Warning: do not confuse independence with isolation. Feedback is valuable, but permission is not required. Use trusted critics, not crowd approval. The crowd amplifies noise. Trusted critics sharpen focus. Final exercise. For the next 14 days, apply the 48-hour rule to every public piece. Use the private value test. Log each decision without permission. At day 14, review the ledger. You will see fewer posts. You will see clearer work. You will feel lighter. That is evidence. That is momentum. Approval is optional. Decide, then share. Own the choice. You stopped asking permission from the audience. You regained your voice. Now, schedule your recovery.
Chapter 9. Ritualize recovery, not rescue. Recover to perform. Recover to perform. Recover to perform. This chapter is about maintenance. Not dramatics, not crisis management. Maintenance. Preventive upkeep. The people who win are not the ones who grind until they break. They are the ones who build recovery into the plan. Recovery is required. Recovery is required. Recovery is required. Listen closely. Rescue is reactive. Rescue is panic. Rescue is the all-nighter after days of neglect. Rescue is binge sleep, binge eating, binge escaping. Rescue is unstable. Ritualized recovery is stable. Ritualized recovery is predictable. Ritualized recovery is reliable. You have a choice. Choose ritual. Here is the principle. When recovery is scheduled, stress drops. Performance rises. Habits become sustainable. The body, the brain, the nervous system, they need predictable downtime. Without it, discipline collapses. That is the simple truth. That's the key. Start with the evening shutdown. 90 minutes. 90 minutes of deliberate wind down. Not optional, not negotiable. Schedule it like a meeting. Add it to your calendar with an alert. Treat it as non-negotiable. Recovery is required. The 90-minute shutdown has 5 phases. Use them in order. Transition cue, 5 minutes. Put away work, close tabs, change your environment. A simple action like switching to a different room signals the brain that work is over. Cue, action, reward. Mobility and breath, 10 minutes. A short mobility flow, gentle stretches, 3 minutes of paced breathing. Breath calms the nervous system. Breath resets the focus. Feel the heartbeat slow. Feel control return. Recover to perform. Low-stem skill or reflection, 20 to 30 minutes. Do low-intensity work that feeds long-term goals. Read a tactical chapter. Draft a tiny plan for tomorrow. Practice a skill quietly. Not doom scrolling, not news. Input that elevates your next day. Practical closing, 10 minutes. Prepare tomorrow. Outfit, materials, notes. Pack the bag. Make one simple to-do list with 3 items. This removes morning chaos. It protects decision fatigue. You have a choice. Soothing descent, 30 minutes. No screens, dim lights, gentle movement. A brief breath set before bed. Sleep rituals matter. The brain learns this sequence. Repetition converts sequence to habit. Shut down, reset, go again. Do this for 30 nights straight. No negotiation. Track it. The ledger is proof. The ledger rewires expectation. You will notice mornings are sharper. You will notice fewer reactive impulses. That's the key. Next, install a 15-minute midday reset. This is the midday maintenance window. It prevents the spiral of exhaustion. It is not a break for laziness. It is a strategic recharge. It's not about weakness. It's about discipline. The 15-minute reset looks like this. Step 1, Step away from screens for 3 minutes. Step 2, a 10-minute breath and micro-mobility set. Follow a simple sequence: box breath, neck release, grounded stretching. Step 3, a 1-minute mental refocus. Name the single next most important action. Do this after a focus block or after high-stress conversations. Use a timer. Make it habitual. You have a choice. Use it. Recover to perform. A potent micro-tool is the 10-minute breath set after hard work. After any intense meeting or a long creative sprint, do 10 minutes of breath work. Long exhales, slow rhythm. The heart rate falls, cortisol drops, clarity returns. 10 minutes prevents binge coping. 10 minutes converts stress into manageable signals. Feel pain, then recover. Feel pain, gain power. Neural reality. Predictable recovery lowers baseline stress. The brain is not designed for constant threat response. Repeated spikes without repair rewire toward anxiety. Predictable recovery creates a new baseline. The amygdala relaxes. The prefrontal cortex regains control. Decision-making clears. Habit formation becomes easier. Recovery is required. Recovery is required. Make recovery mechanical. Put it on the calendar. Label it clearly. Shut down. Do not move. Use meeting invites with yourself. Use alerts that cannot be snoozed. Treat it as a client call. No excuses, no exceptions. You have a choice. Practical rules that win. Schedule sleep as a fixed block. Same time each night. Same wake window. Circadian consistency is leverage. No screens 60 minutes before bed. Blue light interferes with sleep quality. Reduce stimulation, increase depth. Hydrate and dim lights 2 hours before sleep. Small environmental changes produce large effects. If stress hits late, use a 10-minute breath set and 5-minute progressive muscle relaxation. Simple techniques work. Protect at least 1 full day a week from hustling. 1 true rest day every 7 days. Use it for gentle movement, social connection, play. Track recovery like you track work. Make recovery visible. A calendar with green check marks is as motivating as a to-do list. Log sleep time. Log midday resets. Log shutdowns. Do, track, win. The data will show the correlation between recovery and performance. Evidence beats feel. Use language to reframe recovery. Replace "I'll rest when I'm done" with "I done to rest better." Replace "I can't rest now" with "I'll rest to be more effective later." It's not about laziness, it's about ritual. It's not about selfishness, it's about sustainability. It's not about weakness, it's about discipline. Deal with guilt. Many high performers feel guilty for resting. That is a cultural lie. Guilt is cheap. Results are expensive. The ledger will silence guilt. Data will replace shame. Show the outcomes. Show the clarity. Show the wins. You have a choice. Accountability accelerates habit installation. Pair up for a 30-day recovery challenge. Text your partner when you commit to the 90-minute shutdown. Share the sleep window. A simple external loop increases compliance until internal circuits take over. You don't need their permission, but their witness helps. Warnings. Rescue mode is seductive when deadlines loom. Emergency mode work becomes a habit. Resist it. If rescue is required, use it as a learning moment. Add a recovery rule to prevent future rescues. Schedule the shutdown immediately after the crisis. That creates corrective behavior. Finally, measure the outcome. At the end of each week, ask 3 questions. Did decision clarity improve? Did energy last longer? Did mistakes decrease? If yes, keep the rituals. If no, tighten the cues. Adjust.
repeat. Every habit in this book is easier when the nervous system is stable. Recovery is not optional. Recovery is required. Recovery creates the space in which discipline can thrive. Recover to perform. You built recovery into the plan. You made maintenance a priority. Now turn these deliberate actions into automatic wiring.
Chapter 10. Reinforce until automatic. Reinforce until automatic. Reinforce until automatic. This is the end point, not the finish line. The work does not end, it specializes. Repetition plus reward turns deliberate acts into automatic wiring. That is the goal. That is the point. You have a choice. Choose automation. That's the key. Start with the formula. Cue, action, reward. Cue, action, reward. Cue, action, reward. Say it, mean it, repeat it. The brain learns sequences. It loves predictability. Map a clear cue to a tiny action and attach a fast reward. Do this again and again. The synapses adjust. The habit becomes automatic. You don't need constant willpower. You need reliable structure. It's not about motivation. It's about discipline. Layered reinforcement is the engine. Habit plus tracker plus ritual trigger. Habit, tracker, trigger. Habit, tracker, trigger. Here's how each layer works. Habit, the specific behavior, small, repeatable, non-negotiable. Example, after brushing teeth, write one sentence, small enough that resistance is tiny. Do it daily. One sentence, one sentence, one sentence. Tracker, the visual ledger, the evidence, the streak. Use a calendar, a sticker, a simple app. Make the check mark visible. The brain hates breaking streaks. Protect the streak. Check marks build momentum. Do, track, win. Ritual trigger, the cue that starts the habit. The trigger must be reliable. Use an existing routine. Brushing teeth, making coffee, standing up after lunch. Tie the new action to the old habit. That is habit stacking. Cue, action, reward. Do this until the action slides from conscious effort into automatic motion. Reinforce until automatic. Reinforce until automatic. Reinforce until automatic. Now the practical plan. Use a 30, 60, 90-day scaffold. The plan is simple. Follow it without negotiation. 30 days to start. 90 to own it. Day 1 through 30, install the habit. Choose a tiny unit, attach it to a stable cue. Use the tracker every day. No skipping, no reinterpretation. Small rules, no drama. Day 31 through 60, strengthen the loop. Slightly escalate. Add one micro reward or increase the unit by a tiny amount. 1 extra minute, 1 extra line. Keep tracking. Add accountability. Share weekly done with a partner. Day 61 through 90, consolidate. Remove external nudges slowly. Rely more on internal cues and time of day triggers. Keep the tracker, but reduce the prompts. The action should feel easier. It should start to feel like part of identity. Repeat the line. 30 days to start, 90 to own it. 30 days to start, 90 to own it. Pick the habit you will automate now. Don't choose 10, choose 1. Depth beats breadth. One habit done well cascades into others. That is the practical truth. You have a choice. Detailed blueprint. Follow these steps now. Define the smallest repeatable unit. Make it so small it feels trivial. 1 sentence, 10 breaths, 1 cold glass of water. Choose the cue, an existing action that reliably happens. After teeth, after first sip of coffee, after standing up after lunch. Choose the immediate reward, a check mark, a 2-minute break, a micro celebration phrase. Keep it fast and consistent. Use a visible tracker, A paper calendar, an app, a chart. Mark it every time. Protect the streak. Add accountability. One person, one message. Done. The external loop speeds internalization. Run the 30-60-90 plan without exceptions. Treat it like a contract with yourself. Repeat it. Reinforce until automatic. Now the neuroscience in plain language. Cue triggers the brain's anticipatory circuits. Action engages motor and decision networks. Reward delivers dopamine. Dopamine marks the sequence as valuable. Repeating this sequence strengthens the synaptic path. Over time, the path requires less conscious input. The prefrontal cortex hands off the job to lower-level circuits. Effort drops. Maintenance becomes low cost. Maintenance becomes quiet. That is the payoff. That's the key. Expect friction. Expect boredom. Expect plateaus. That is normal. The brain optimizes for efficiency. Once a routine is established, it will look for shortcuts. Those shortcuts can be failure points. Watch for them. Tighten cues. Reassess rewards. Recommit to the tracker. If the streak weakens, reduce the unit temporarily. Make it trivial again. Restart the count. The path back is simple. Smaller unit, visible tracker, ritual trigger. You have a choice. Avoid two common mistakes. Mistake 1, too big. Big goals are inspiring. Big goals are not automatable. Start microscopic. A tiny habit wins every time. Mistake 2, no reward. The brain needs immediate feedback. Delay kills automation. Use tiny, immediate rewards. A check mark is a reward. A breath is a reward. A micro-celebration is a reward. Make automation resilient. Build redundancy. Multiple cues, multiple trackers. Layer social accountability. Redundancy protects the system when life throws chaos. If travel breaks the queue, use a portable queue. If schedule shifts, have a time of day fallback. Ritualize the fallback. Plan for disruption. That is discipline. Now transfer across the 10 habits in this book. Use the same layered approach for each habit. One cue, one tiny action, one immediate reward, one visible tracker, one accountability partner. Repeat for habit 2. Repeat for habit 3. Stack small wins until the whole system rewires. Language matters. Use declarative phrases to anchor the habit. You have a choice. Repeat it. That's the key. Repeat it. You don't need their permission. Repeat it. It's not about motivation, it's about discipline. Repeat it. Say them at the cue. Say them when the urge to skip arrives. Let the phrases be the mental trigger that disarms excuses. Accountability architecture. Use an accountability calendar. Send a weekly screenshot of the tracker to one person. Keep the messages short. Week done. The external loop converts temporary compliance into durable practice. The brain learns social patterns quickly. Use that. Measure outcomes, not just actions. Over 90 days, record the practical changes. Sleep better? More output? Less reactivity? Use the evidence to reinforce identity. Evidence turns behavior into belief. Belief sustains automaticity. Reinforce until automatic. Final brutal test. After 90 days, remove the external trackers for 1 week. Can the habit survive? If yes, you own it. If not, rewind to day 1 and repeat the scaffold with smaller units. This is how mastery is built. Iterative, mechanical, relentless. Concluding thought. Every habit in this book follows the same logic. Small action, clear cue, fast reward, visible evidence, repetition. Reinforce until automatic. The work of rewiring is not mystical. It is methodical. It is repetitive. It is non-glamorous. It is necessary. You have a choice. Reinforce until automatic. Reinforce until automatic. Reinforce until automatic. You built the system.
You trained the circuits, you changed the default. Now close the loop and lock in the transformation. Move to the final wrap where the challenge is given. Every habit taught here is a lever. Pull 1, change the day. Pull 10, change the life. Repetition rewrites neurons. Consistency makes the new self predictable. No more waiting for motivation. Build micro-routines. Protect attention. Refuse permission to comfort. Demand better decisions every day. Start with habit 1 today. Keep a ledger. Track one tiny win tonight. Do it tomorrow. Repeat. If nothing changes in 7 days, the fault is not the idea, it's the practice. This is the challenge. Pick one habit. Do it for 30 days without exception. Post results in the comments. Smash like if a new behavior starts today, and subscribe to Mindshift audiobooks for the full guided routines and daily reinforcement. No excuses, no delays. The new wiring starts with the smallest action taken consistently. Begin now.